Come on down to Bob's Interwebs Emporium and get yourself a brand new internet. There's no stealing, no plagiarism, and most importantly, no hacking. Unless you're talking about the cryptocurrency hacking, and then we might just have some. No money? No problem. Just go on down to your current internet and pick up some of that magical internet money. Come on down and see Bob at Bob's Interwebs Emporium. We'll see you there. Welcome to Your Simplified Coin Review, where we make coins easy for you to understand exactly what it is that they do. So thank you for watching our video. If you don't mind, go ahead, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you can get notifications, and like the video, especially if you are a big fan of Elastos, and you'll be able to get the word out about this token so more people get to hear about it. And all you got to do is just like the video. Best news, all three of those things only take one finger. All you got to do is just press down your mouse pad and boom. So today, like I mentioned, we are looking at Elastos. So let's dive over in CoinMarketCap. So as you look, Elastos right now is coming in at number 80. Just so you guys know, for full disclosure purposes, number one, I do not own this coin right now. And number two, today is April 22nd. I'm just giving you that so you understand kind of what these numbers are. If you're watching this video in May or in June, then of course these numbers are going to change drastically. So Elastos coming in at 45 US dollars. It is up almost 4% today. It's coming in at a little over 500,000 Satoshis. And let's look at the market cap. It's $228 million. Circulating supply 5 million. Total supply 33 million. Those are numbers that tickle my ears. I really like to see coins with low total supply. That means each one has a chance to go up considerably. Of course, the price is at $45. But if you look at something like Ethereum that has 90 million tokens, you already know where that's at. Right now, as of today, it's about $650. So Elastos has a lot of room to grow. So when you come down here and you look at the chart, you see it was put on CoinMarketCap in the beginning of February. Now let's zoom in. The market cap obviously is based on the ICO launch. And as you can see, it's been on a pretty steady climb. It had a little downward action here about a week ago. But as of right now, it's going up. You see there's a lot of spikes in this chart. Here, of course, here, and here. That's why in our daily news videos, we've been seeing it quite a bit on the biggest winners and the biggest losers. So, what is Elastos? Well, let's start and look at the website. I'll be honest with you, for a token that is supposed to revolutionize the internet, which we'll talk about, wasn't really that impressed with the website. It doesn't have a ton of information on it compared to a lot of the other websites I've looked at. They do have, as you can see here, you can download the white paper, the wallet, and the blockchain browser that they offer on the website. But I think it leaves a lot to be desired. One thing to know about Elastos, if you saw the logo in our thumbnail, by the time you're watching this video, there is a chance it could have changed. They're actually holding a logo contest right now and trying to rebrand the logo. So on the homepage, you can see here, it says safety, intelligent, wealth, credit. But on the homepage, it doesn't really tell. Even those little snippets there don't really explain what Elastos is. So I'm not a big fan of that. I wish they would just put it here like Basic Attention Token did, for instance. And I'm not trying to dog the coin. I think that, you know, we've looked at a lot of coins that do specific things like Basic Attention Token or Wax. They're trying to do something very specific, and it's easy to see what they're doing. When you have a coin or a token like Elastos, it more falls on the side of Internet of Services token or Internet of Things, or some of these other coins, EOS, Tron, they're trying to do really big things, don't really have a product yet, and it's hard to know whether they'll ever actually be able to accomplish what they're setting out. So you guys be smart in investing and do your own research. But this coin, what it's setting out to do is really big. However, will they get there? That's the question. I don't know the answer to it, and I can't even speculate. So Elastos is three things, okay? And that makes it different than a lot of other coins. The first thing is it is a new internet, okay? It is an operating system, and it is a runtime environment. So let's talk first about the new kind of internet they're trying to design. I'm going to give you an example of something that has happened to me recently, and this is the problem that Elastos is trying to solve. So on Instagram, you may have seen our video for blockchain. It's a parody video with some of our characters in it. You can check that video out right here. And on Instagram, I posted a snippet of the video, just a 1-minute snippet. Now, what some other people on Instagram have done is they have copied my video and they have used it on their own page. Now, of course, obviously it has our characters, so it's still good publicity for us, but many of those people on Instagram did not tag our account in there. So some people who don't know who BitBoy is might have assumed that whoever the person is that posted that video was the content creator, and there's really no way for them to tell the difference. What Elastos is trying to do is make it so that that is impossible to happen. All internet content is on the blockchain, so you can't steal other people's content. Another good example of this would be like an ebook, okay? Let's say I wrote an ebook and I published it and people bought it. What is stopping someone else from creating a website or doing an email marketing campaign, taking their copy of my ebook that I published and reselling it? So Elastos is trying to solve this problem by putting all of those digital assets and digital creations onto the blockchain. So that way it's impossible to steal other people's content. Some other problems they're trying to solve with this new internet is privacy concerns, tracking, also hacking. It would be impossible on this system to hack into a website. And so all those are really cool things. So let's talk about the operating system. By operating system, I of course mean like you may be using Windows, you may be using the Apple iOS operating system, you may be using Linux, or any other type of operating system. Well, with Elastos, they're trying to create their own, and this operating system would connect different devices within the Internet of Things. So you can kind of think of the second part of Elastos as almost an extension of IOTA. Now, they're not related in any kind of way, and people who love Elastos would tell you that, Internet of Things or IOTA, the IOTA is not a scalable solution, and it's not a good solution to connect devices, and Elastos is the one. I don't know which one's correct. I know there are a lot of people who complain about IOTA, that they've kind of created their own code and their own language for keeping things secure, and some people don't like that, but that the coding of these is a little bit over my head, so I'm not going to get too into it, but just know that that is the second thing they're trying to do, is create an operating system. Third thing Elastos is trying to do is they're trying to create a runtime environment. So what is a runtime environment? Oh, well, let me back up for 1 second. Part of that operating system is going to be used to launch decentralized apps. So that is right now there's a lot of decentralized apps coming out, but there's no system to run them on. So that is why Elastos is trying to create this operating system. And that's important because that leads into number 3, which is the runtime environment. So JavaScript, for instance, or Java itself, is a runtime environment. Now, before I looked into this, I didn't even really know what a runtime environment is, but it makes a lot of sense. And once I explain it, this will make sense to you probably also as well from some things you've seen on your computer. So Java is a programming language, correct? Yes, it is. Just take my word for it. So what developers do is they build programs and software on top of this software language, this programming language. And then they have to figure out a way to launch their application onto an operating system. With Java being a runtime environment, what that means is you can install Java onto your computer, and now any application that uses the JavaScript coding now can be used on your computer without the operating system itself having to make all kinds of adjustments to run the application. The Java program that's installed on your computer will allow anything that's built on the Java language to be able to run. So Elastos is trying to create a runtime environment so that not only will decentralized apps be able to run on their operating system, but where you can install the runtime environment on your computer, and now, boom, you can run any decentralized app. So within the white paper, it brings up the creator of Elastos, which is Rong Chen. If I only have one Chen, which one is the right Chen and which one is the wrong Chen? And Rong Chen was a former senior software engineer at Microsoft. And he's actually been, if you look a little deeper into this, he's been involved in creating technology since 2002, when he tried to start a smartphone from scratch and come up with their own operating system. Later on, in I think 2012, he worked with an Internet of Things application when nobody even really knew what the Internet of Things was. So this is a guy who's got a lot of innovative experience and has the experience from all of the fields that Elastos is trying to work within. So I thought this was pretty interesting. This is their token distribution plan. The Elastos token, or ELA, the intrinsic token of the Elastos blockchain, it can be used for trading, investing in digital assets, paying for blockchain processing fees, and so on. Very descriptive, so on. ELA is the basic unit. In addition, to pay respect to the cryptocurrency torchbearer Satoshi Nakamoto, Elastos would like to use Satoshi ELA, aka SELA, as the minimum currency unit for ELA. One ELA is equivalent to 10 to the 8th power of SELA. So one thing that I do like is Elastos is drawing a lot from Satoshi Nakamoto, from the plan for Bitcoin. What they're trying to do is basically one step up Bitcoin and one step up Ethereum, but still paying their respects to their predecessors. But you can learn more about Elastos within the white paper. It gets a lot more specific, talks about more about the decentralized apps and about how they plan to integrate the internet, how the tokens are distributed, and everything like that. Of course, if we went over everything in the white paper, we would be here for hours. So a quick look at the roadmap. As you can see, it goes back to May of 2000, and then it skips forward to 2013. Let's go ahead and fast forward here to August 15th of 2017, which was when version 0.1 of the Elastos white paper was published and the official website was made public. And you can follow the roadmap and see exactly where they've been and where they are going. We are going to skip all the way to the end here. December 2018, so the end of this year, the mining of Elastos chain and Elastos ID chain by external nodes will be open and accessible. So the plan is for this token to be mineable by the end of this year. So that's pretty exciting. You can look more at the roadmap and see some more details about what they're trying to do. Just wanted to give you a rundown of where it started, kind of where it is now, and where it's going. So as we always like to do, we like to look at the social media of these tokens to see how involved their marketing team is. I think Elastos does have a pretty good marketing team. They're trying to reach out far and wide. Right now, they only have 19,000 followers. However, they seem to tweet quite a bit. As you can see scrolling down here, they have a lot of pictures of meetups and conferences and different places where they're trying to talk about Elastos and let people know. If you're interested in being part of the Elastos team, you can find out more information on that on a link on their Twitter. Here it is from April 19th, Elastos Community Recruitment. They also have a Reddit, they have a Facebook, a Telegram. The Facebook, I just don't think Facebook is a good marketing tool necessarily for cryptocurrency. Obviously, they banned any kind of promotional advertisements. I know Twitter did as well, but Facebook seems to be more aggressive towards not wanting cryptocurrency to be out there in the public. So I'm not really that concerned about a place's Facebook page, but Elastos does have one. You can look that up. Okay, so final thoughts on Elastos. I'm going to say the same thing. If you've watched some of my other videos, this ending is going to sound similar to many of them, which is awesome token if they can do what they say they're going to do. If they can't do what they say they're going to do, it's absolutely worthless. So similar to Internet of Services token, similar to, I don't know if I already mentioned this, similar to other ones like EOS and Tron that don't actually have a product yet. Without a product, it's worth nothing. So you're agreeing on a value of a coin based on what it is going to do in the future. So I'm not sure. There are things I like about Elastos. I like the total supply. I like the circulating supply. I like their social media. Things that I don't like. I don't like their website. I don't think it doesn't look like to me they put a lot of effort into the website, and they also don't have anything. They don't have anything of value yet done. And it's yet to be seen. You know, a lot of these coins are talking about competing for the same stuff. Everyone is trying to decentralize everything. Everyone is trying to decentralize the internet. They're trying to decentralize applications. They're trying to decentralize the way we spend money. And they're also, a lot of them are saying that they are for adoption and they want to make things easier for the average person to use. Yet, no one has done it yet. Now, we're pretty new into cryptocurrency, and I don't know how long these things take, but Elastos is on that same plan. They want to make it where it's easy to run a decentralized application. But nobody knows if they'll actually be able to do it. Their goals are quite lofty. If they had picked just one of the three things they're trying to do, the internet, the operating system, or the runtime environment, and worked on it, then I would probably be a lot more, it would be more believable that they could get that accomplished. But unfortunately, with trying to do three huge things, I just don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to do it. And I understand that the runtime environment is obviously based off of their ability to create the operating system. So, you know, I like the idea of being able to digitalize assets and to be able to keep people safe from hacking. I do think that's where the internet is going, but it all kind of reminds me of the Cold War and the race to the moon, not because I was alive, but, you know, the United States and Russia were both competing for this huge, lofty goal. They had small achievements along the way. Each one of them did. It looked like Russia was going to do it first. Then it looked like the United States was going to do it first. And it went back and forth. And ultimately, the United States got there. And you know how many flags there are on the moon? One. The United States. We're the only, I say we because I do live here, we are the only country that has ever managed to actually make it on the moon. Of course, some people may not believe that. But the long and the short of it is, once we got there, everybody else kind of forgot about the race. So I wonder if this new internet that a lot of coins and tokens have talked about wanting to create, like once we get there, will all the other ones go by the wayside that are trying to do that same thing? I tend to agree. I tend to think that's true. So that is the thing that worries me about Elastos. Will it be able to make this work? I'm just not really sure. But now we've talked about the good, we've talked about the bad, we've talked about some of the challenges, we've talked about what Elastos is and what it's trying to accomplish. So I hope you've enjoyed this coin review. I think you should have a good understanding of what Elastos is and what it is trying to do at this point. Don't forget, subscribe to our channel, like the video so more people find out about Elastos. Don't want you guys to think I'm hating on this token. I'm certainly not. If they are able to do everything they said they're going to do, then this coin would be a great investment. Not financial advice from me, personal opinion. So that was your simplified coin review.